As part of our Young South Africans with a Different series, I'm joined by a woman who has not only been recognized by the Minister of Communications as an innovative entrepreneur, but also by Oprah's Power List. She has been featured previously on Africa's Forbes magazine's front cover and has rubbed shoulders with Nobel Peace Prize winners. Welcome in studio, Rapelang Rabana. What's your secret?
Hi, Ntombi. A secret. I don't know if it's so much of a secret, but I would say that the main thing that I think I've done differently is I've tried to be authentic right from the beginning. So from leaving high school to university, I've always been looking for that thing that I can finally say, yes, I can invest my time and energy into that. And that really led to me starting a business because I felt like I needed some other route to find some authentic way to express what I wanted to do and decide what's important to me. And simply by interrogating those things that were important to me and how I wanted to spend my time, I think I've been able to make decisions that were relatively unusual at the time. And by tapping further into my authenticity, I tap into the things I genuinely love. And I'm able to find a deep commitment to everything I do. And that really becomes important when you want to carry things over for many, many years.
And just take me back on how your journey as an entrepreneur began.
Sure. I think I finished University of Cape Town in 2005. I graduated with a Bachelor of Business Science and Computer Science. And even before I started that degree, I was already questioning, what is this life thing all about, you know? And I happened to speak to a couple of other classmates I was with in my computer science class who were also trying to find an alternative way and something else to do instead of getting a job, because we felt that we wouldn't be able to, again, decide what was important to us, decide how we spend our time and do stuff that actually mattered to us. And we were going to spend too much time really just playing a system that we didn't really understand or care too much for. And just that expression of that intent is what really brought us together, and we brainstormed an idea. The guys came up with trying to use sort of cell phones because they were becoming so much smarter. Wi-Fi and 3G was becoming more available, and to try and use the internet to transform telecommunications on cell phones. And that's really how we got going. We managed to prototype a version of mobile voice over IP, which back in 2005 and 6 was a very different world. There was no iPhones, there was no Androids. You were really looking at your iMate phones back in the days or your Nokia phones, and definitely sort of very early generation mobile VoIP applications that we were able to produce. When we first launched, it was one of about 3 launching around the whole world at that time. So it was quite cutting edge. And the markets evolved a great deal, and from there on we were able to set up a whole telecommunications business, partnered with a company called Telfree, and operated as a VoIP operator in South Africa.
And I mean, any advice for starting up a profitable company?
Sure. The first thing I would still start with finding that personal, authentic space for yourself. It's very easy to look at smart ideas that other people are doing and thinking, you know, let me duplicate that. And we do that far too often, I think, in our context. And we forget that it's not so much about going by the business book. It's about really finding something that you're passionate about. What are the things that you spend a lot of your time thinking about without anyone telling you? What are the things that you automatically read about because they interest you? That's the space that you actually need to be looking into, and not what other people are doing so much. And that will lead you to a sustained passion to be able to explore that. The next is that really building the skills and education that you need. It's not enough to come up with an idea. Intention is nowhere near sufficient. And expertise in whatever you're doing is the most important thing that you could ever have in starting that business. There are going to be so many competitors in everything you do, and the only way you find a competitive advantage is to be a true expert in what you're doing. After that, I think is really about aligning yourself with other people with similar values and dreams to what you have. And it takes time. It's not something that you can force. Those relationships come by, whether it's a business partner or a client or a supplier, and give yourself the room to really explore that value proposition that you want to bring about to market by testing it on real customers. And that's a process that could take any time from 3 to 2 years. You never really know, but that's where that commitment is so important there to be able to carry you through that time.